In southern Turkey, there's a temple older than farming, older than pottery, older than the wheel, 6,000 years older than Stonehenge, built by people we assumed were too primitive to organize a construction project this large. With stone pillars 20 feet tall, weighing up to 20 tons, covered in detailed carvings of animals nobody can fully explain, and then they buried it on purpose. Nobody knows why. Göbekli Tepe was discovered in 1994 by a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt. It had been hiding in plain sight, disguised as a natural hill in the Turkish countryside. Even a previous survey in the 1960s had dismissed it as an unremarkable medieval cemetery. Schmidt recognized something different: the shape of the stones poking through the surface. He began excavating, and what emerged changed everything we thought we knew about human civilization. Göbekli Tepe is dated to approximately 9,600 BC. That's over 11,000 years ago. For context, the first known cities in Mesopotamia appeared around 3,500 BC. Göbekli Tepe predates them by nearly 6,000 years. The people who built it were hunter-gatherers. No agriculture, no domesticated animals, no permanent settlements. And yet they organized a workforce large enough to quarry, transport, and erect 20-ton stone pillars. That would require feeding and coordinating hundreds, possibly thousands of people. Without farming to feed them, without cities to organize them, it completely overturns the idea that civilization required agriculture first. Some archaeologists now suggest it was the other way around. The dominant new theory is that religion, or shared ritual belief, came before farming. Göbekli Tepe wasn't built to store grain or shelter people. There are no signs of permanent habitation, no cooking areas, no sleeping quarters. It was built purely as a ritual gathering space. The theory goes, hunter-gatherers from across a wide region came here for ceremonies. Those gatherings required feeding large numbers of people in one place, which created the pressure to start storing and growing food reliably, the first steps toward agriculture. In this model, the desire to gather and worship together created farming, not the other way around. It means the impulse to build something sacred, to gather for a shared belief, may be the oldest and most powerful driver of human civilization. The carvings on the pillars show animals: foxes, boars, cranes, spiders, scorpions. Some may represent constellations, others may be spiritual guardians or clan symbols. We can't read the intention behind them because the people who carved them left no written records, only the stone, and the deliberate, precise, enormous effort that went into shaping it. Each pillar took enormous time and skill to carve. Each one weighs up to 20 tons, and there are at least 20 circles of pillars already excavated, more still buried. Here's the strangest part of the whole story. Around 8,000 BC, roughly 1,600 years after it was first built, the people who built Göbekli Tepe deliberately buried it. They filled it with rubble, covered the pillars, hid the entire site under a hill, on purpose. The fill isn't random debris. It was placed deliberately, carefully. Why would you spend generations building the most complex structure your culture had ever made, and then deliberately bury it so completely that nobody would find it for 11,000 years? Nobody knows. Some archaeologists believe it was a ritual act of closure, ending one religious era and beginning another. Others believe a catastrophic event, a climate shift, an epidemic, forced the community to abandon and seal it. Today, only about 5% of Göbekli Tepe has been excavated. 95% is still buried, still waiting. Whatever the builders were trying to say with those carvings, with those pillars, with that deliberate burial, it's still down there, waiting for someone to figure out the question well enough to answer it. 11,000 years old, built by hunter-gatherers, deliberately buried, still mostly unexcavated. Göbekli Tepe breaks almost every rule we thought we knew about how civilization begins. And 95% of it is still in the ground, waiting. If you want more discoveries that rewrite the past, subscribe. Next week, 2 green children appeared in medieval England, speaking a language nobody could identify.